What is up, Insiders, and welcome to another video of the Fantasy Premier League 2022-23 season. In this one, guys, we're going to talk about some of the best Double Gameweek 23 players to target for our FPL teams. So if you like the video today, guys, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more FPL content. And with that, let's start today's video. Now we know that Arsenal and Man City have a double game week in game week 23, and we'll first talk about the Arsenal options. So in case if you're looking at the defender options, I still feel Gabriel is the most safest option to go for. Yes, he's costing you a little bit more money than a White or even a Zinchenko, who could be possible options, but in case if you're starting from scratch, if you are buying one player, I think Gabriel is the one to go for, guys. There could be a chance where we may see White having limited minutes, or maybe he gets substituted a little bit earlier, but then that's one problem, guys. If you don't have any other transfers to make, you can easily switch a White to a Gabriel, especially if you have some additional money. Now whether I'll do this for a hit or not, maybe not, because I still feel White has decent potential and he will start majority games. If this hit was for maybe an Arsenal attacker, I'll probably take it, but for a defender, maybe not. So these are the options in terms of defense. Now coming to the Arsenal attack, guys, there are four standout options, or four main options in the Arsenal attack. There's Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and among the forwards we have Nketiah. So three midfielders, one forward. Now in terms of outright minutes played, we have Saka, who's played the majority minutes from Arsenal this season. Then we have Martinelli and Odegaard, not much of a difference, and Nketiah is somebody who's getting regular minutes very recently because of the injury to Gabriel Jesus. So that's the minutes breakdown. In terms of the returns, I think it's very even between Saka and Odegaard, and Martinelli is not far behind. Of course, Nketiah has not played enough minutes, and that's the reason his returns are also lesser. In terms of expected goals and expected assists, basically overall goal involvement, I don't think so. Again, there's a huge difference between the likes of Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli. Yes, again with Nketiah's minutes not been that high, these numbers are probably inflated. Let's say if we collate these numbers as equal to maybe a Saka, Odegaard or Martinelli in that sort of a range, I think numbers will definitely vary. But right now, guys, Nketiah has the best numbers, he has the best goal threat, and if you're looking for a cheap striker, I think Nketiah is the one to go for, especially with the fact that Arsenal also double in game week 25. I think it's a great gamble to take. Then my preferred options in midfield are Saka and Odegaard. So if you can double up, or if you want to triple up on the Arsenal attack, it'll basically be Saka, Odegaard and Nketiah. Now in case if you have Martinelli, and in case if you have some additional money, you can easily get to an Odegaard. I'll definitely do this if I have a free transfer available and if I have nothing else to do. I think I prefer the Arsenal attackers more than the Man City options right now, just because of the fact that they've been in great form. Fixtures are okay, and I think they will end up doing really well. Now if I'm okay taking a hit for replacing Martinelli, now to be very honest, there might not be a huge difference. Of course, we are all expecting Martinelli to lose his place in the playing 11, and then maybe Trossard getting more minutes. That's definitely a possibility that can happen, guys, but it's still not a surety. So in case if you don't feel comfortable with the hits, then avoid taking the hit, but I still would take the hit because you're setting this team for long term. You're setting the three Arsenal attackers or three Arsenal players also for game week 25, and I think a hit this week is absolutely fine. Now let's talk about the Man City attackers, guys. Now there are two standard attackers and two possible options or possible replacements that you can probably go for. There's Mahrez and KDB, of course, in two different and very different price brackets. Then we have the likes of Grealish and Silva as well, guys. Now to be very honest, I think the top two options are Mahrez and KDB, and if I have to prefer one right now, I'll probably prefer Mahrez. In terms of minutes, I think KDB blows everyone out of the water because KDB's minutes are quite secured. Yes, he was benched against Tottenham in the last game, but I don't think so that's going to happen for most weeks. I think he's going to play both games in the double game week 23. So if you're looking for a secured option, if you also want to go towards, let's say, a Salah for example, who's also doubling in game week 25, then you just retain KDB or you just get back KDB in your team. Now if I'll do the switch from Fernandes to KDB, I think I will, guys. I think there's a lot of potential in KDB, especially with the fixture in game week 25 as well. So you're letting go of Fernandes, who blanks in game week 25, and then you're getting in KDB and maybe possibly switching to a Salah for example, who also has a double in 25. So I think you're putting yourself in a position to get a lot of points, and I think that's an absolutely fine move to make. Now if you don't have Mahrez or even KDB, which option should you go for? Now it depends on how risky and how safe you want to play. In case you want to play very safe, in case if you're looking for an option who will give you a lot of minutes, I think KDB is the one to go for. And in case if you're looking to go a bit attacking, bit aggressive, and then you're okay shifting this option maybe in a couple of weeks time, I think Mahrez is then your pick. I'll personally avoid Grealish and Silva because the returns aren't there, the numbers aren't there, And again, you have Mahrez, who's a slightly better option than both Grealish and Silva. So I think if you have lesser money, you go for Mahrez. If you can afford KDB, then you absolutely go for him. And then you can possibly even switch to Salah in Gaming 25. Now, I know Salah has not been in great form and he possibly doesn't deserve to be in our team. But then we have a couple of weeks to see what Liverpool are doing. If Liverpool show any signs of improvement, if Salah shows any signs of goal scoring, guys, I think we can switch to Salah. But talking about the Man City defenders very quickly here, guys, there are a couple of options that possibly stand out, which are basically Akanji and Nathan Ake. I think these are the ones to go for. They are slightly safer than the other options. They have played a lot of minutes for Man City this season, but again, do note that no defender is safe, guys. Anyone can get rotated, anyone can get benched, and Man City are not even keeping a lot of clean sheets. Their defense is struggling, they're conceding very odd goals, and something seems to be very off at the back for Man City. So Man City defenders are not a must for the triple. If I'm tripling, I'll possibly triple on the Man City attack, especially for the Double Gameweek 23, guys. In case if you still want to go for one, you maybe go for Akanji, who's the safest option out of these picks. Again, players like Akanji and Ake, they don't have any goal threat, they're not really getting any goal involvement, so you're just banking on the clean sheets, which are not very high at the moment. I'll personally avoid Lewis and Walker. I know the temptation to go for Lewis because he's very cheap, but then again, there could be some rotation. You're blocking yourself from a Man City spot, and in case if you just want to save money, in case if you just want to take some chance and maybe a risk, then you go for Lewis. But I personally avoid Lewis and Walker, and if I'm looking at one defender right now, I'll possibly go for Akanji. So what are the key takeaways from this video for Double Gameweek 23? So it's basically Saka, Odegaard and Nketiah, which is the best Arsenal trio. You can easily switch Martinelli to Odegaard or even Saka, depending on your budget, for a free transfer. I mean, if you have a free transfer, definitely do it. I would still do it for a hit because you're setting your team for Game Week 25 as well. And then when you're looking at Man City options, KDB and Mahrez are great picks in attack. I think they're better options than the Man City defense. Now this might be a bit controversial, but I'll also take a hit to basically do Bruno to KDB because I just feel KDB has 2 fixtures. He also has a fixture in Game Week 25. So in case if you're not trying to get in Salah as well in Game Week 25, which is absolutely fine, you still have KDB who has a game in 25. So I think even if it's for a hit, I will bring in KDB through the Bruno Fernandes transfer route. And finally, Man City defense is not a must-have. It can be avoided. You can go for 3 Man City attackers, and if you don't want to go for 3 Man City options, just play with 2 Double Gameweek players, and I think you should still be okay. So that'll be it for my side for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more FPL content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.